No. Provost. Introduce me why. What I can get from it.
Board member.
No.
Have you finished it? So I can carry on.
Chairman, the leader of the delegates, to brief the commissioner the reason for this.
Okay. We are here on a congratulatory visit for the appointment of the commissioner of agriculture. We just felt we should see you. We have been making effort to see you since you were appointed. But we thank God that today we are finally able to see you. We must say we are very grateful and thankful to God that you came in a time like this, because judging from your track record, we know that you are ready to turn the place around, and we believe in your capacity to do it. To start with, although we were not around, we learned from our provost that we pay visit to the school to assess the state of affairs in that school, even at a very short notice. We are very grateful. That tells us that you are really ready to turn the School of Agriculture around. As you may have seen, there are a lot of issues that would need your attention in that place because of especially in the area of accreditation for our HSD program. There are a lot of infrastructural decay and other things which we will get to know over time. So on behalf of myself and the members of the Government Council of College of Agriculture in Iguoriakhi, we wish to say congratulations for being appointed as Commissioner of Agriculture. And this is just a token of our appreciation and congratulations to you on behalf of the Council.
Arts and culture before. And then the governor called me to say he wants to now focus on agriculture. Even though he had acknowledged before that agriculture was one of the key priorities of his administration, because the Ministry of Agriculture was one of those clusters he created and designated as wealth-creating ministries, which means it is one of those ministries that will help to drive the economic change, the economic development that he's anticipating in Edo State, or that he's working on in Edo State. But unfortunately, as we all know, a lot happened in Edo State in the last 12 years. That is 10 years prior to the common governor came in. And then he now said, first of all, we have to rebuild our infrastructure. Basically roads, erosion control, urban reform, like Benin City for instance. Because if you, like it normally says, if you enter somebody's house, the first thing you see is the city. So if you are entering those states and you are coming from the airport, the first thing that welcomes you is a pothole,
yes,
or flooded streets. And then you are coming from Benin and from Lagos, you can't enter the city.
No.
And if you are stuck inside the city, you can't drive towards Sapele or go to the east. It was not something that was acceptable to us, and it was our priority that we must deal with these major challenges. It's not as if agriculture was not a priority, but it just said, look, let me deal with it. But we had always believed that agriculture is where the jobs are, and that the whole concept of food security means that it must be available, it must be accessible, and it must be, that is, food must be available and accessible to the people, and it must also be affordable. You know, so that is the key thrust of his directive to me, that I should go there and provide the leadership for us to implement the program that I want to implement in the agricultural sector, to reposition agriculture again in Edo State. we know the previous schemes that we have. The people who established NIFO in Edo State during the colonial days, and those who decided to put a Yoruba Research Institute here, and a branch of the Cocoa Research Institute, they saw something in Edo State.
Yeah.
And we are all living in Edo State, we know that you can grow virtually any crop in the 3 senatorial districts, the 3 ecological zones in Edo State, which means Edo State can be the leading agricultural state in Nigeria, or the largest agro-based economy in Nigeria. So our ambition is to plan properly and put our state on that road towards agricultural, what we call not just food security now, but as a major economic activity, both in terms of farming and the agro business, processing and marketing. So that is the thrust of, that is my mission, what he has asked me to go out there and do. And how do we do that? It is not just enough to have, in the elementary economics, if you want to set up a business, what do you look out for? Land, labor, and capital.
Yes.
Factors of production. We have the land.
Yes.
Where if the capital comes, yes. But now, there is what is now, that thing called labor has now been designated human capital.
Yes.
And where do you get a human capital that is qualified to drive this process?
Yes.
It is a school, like the School of Agriculture. So we believe the School of Agriculture has to be able to discharge that responsibility, to produce the manpower that we need in terms of extension services, veterinary services, soil scientists, and agro-engineering, agricultural engineering, everything that we need, the technical requirement to drive agriculture, to drive food, production of food and other, agro-based services. But we must be self-sufficient in that area. Of course, we have university of various departments of agriculture, but ours is to, they will till the land,
Yes.
they will understand the profession, they will know the challenges, and they will be able to handle it in a very, professionally, without losing that intellectual touch or that capacity for research and others. So the governor is committed to the school. He has told me that. That is why it was my priority when I came to quickly go and look at the place. I don't want you to ask me questions about the school, and I'm able to provide coherent answers. Last year, the issue of accreditation was a major one, and he had taken some steps. You are the board, governing council members. You know the step he has taken to reposition the institution, and I know that the issue was raised about the law setting up, that is after the creation of the state, and the old school, the old law, Bender School of Agriculture, College of Agricultural Law. But I think the issue was raised when I visited the school as to whether there is a law setting up the institution. I think there is.
There is. Egypt number 1 or 1992.
Egypt.
Edit number 1 of
Agric in the House of Assembly.
Yes, that was when the issue was raised.
The published the job here.
Yes, so we are also working for the accreditation. If you to see that all those who are the paper qualification, even though they know the paper qualification is good enough for them
to get jobs.
To not only to get jobs, but to further is important. And all the steps we're going to take. That is why I was telling the provost that they have to have a computer center. If you didn't think about it before, with internet facilities, any modern tertiary institution today that is not computer equipped is not serious about anything. So that is the government is committed to that. And then when I came to the campus, to the school, the college, there were issues about shedding, which was raised by the workers union. That is, whether the staff will be retiring. If they are retiring, what are their benefits in the future? And I'm aware that the head of service is handling the issue. The proposal is already with him and is handling it. Well, all other issues that he has raised yesterday, the provost and I were in the office of the SSG to push some files which some of the ideas that he has come up with, and also to be able to pay the new salary minimum wage at the college. I think the governor will soon look into the files. The SSG has already treated them, I think. Yeah. So you are welcome. We'll do everything as I said we can. As regards the campus in Agric, I was thinking that maybe when we go for retreats, second week of September, we are going to have a retreat. The ESCO, the members of the ESCO and permanent secretaries. So I will invite the provost, and then maybe we can also use the opportunity to visit the place where we are there. I don't know whether I can drag the governor there, but at least I don't know what his other schedules will be. But I will want to go to the place and say it. Then I'll do my report for him. I'll put it in writing. So you are most welcome, sir. He has told me that he has had a harmonious working relationship with the council, the governing board. And unlike other institutions like Iguoriakhi, where we're having conflict with the institution, the authority of the institution, I'm not aware that there's such a problem at the College of Agriculture. And we must also note that a governing council is it's a policy body. It's not the administrator of the institution. You have people charged with administering the institution, but you have a duty to give them directive, to oversight them, to ensure that they are doing the correct thing, and whatever they are doing represents the aspiration of the government. Because you are the government's representative in the place. You are the people charged by the government to ensure that the policies of government are implemented. So of course I'm happy that we have very experienced people here. The provost, the chairman of council, the chief, and everybody here is not somebody who does. We are very mature people who know what exactly is expected. We have served in various capacities, and I know your only interest is to see that the institution develops, which is what we are also aspiring. I mean, it should be the best agricultural institute in Nigeria. It should be a reference point.
That would be nice.
It should be. Right now we have about 500 students. I think it could grow bigger with more specialized, better equipped, with the libraries, laboratories, everything. It should be, working, and it should also take advantage of the various research institutes in those states. You should be able to work with NIFO,
yes,
with Yanomo, and the Cocoa Research Institute in Omora. I don't see why. In fact, you are in better position than many other schools of agriculture. And then you also have universities around here. University of Benin, I think, has a good agricultural faculty. I don't know about Epoma. They probably also have. So you should be able to work with any of these institutions to fill the various gaps that exist for now. You should have an understanding with them. But I think, and also, if you are short of key professors, you can invite people from the ministry. I know there are doctors, many people here who are they have a lot of experience. Even if you invite them twice a week to teach or 3 times a week, they will be able to handle some faculties, also key areas. I think you just use what you have to get what you need, until you are able to get everything you need. That is the way I see it. If you send us a proposal on how to get some other staff, professors ad hoc on ad hoc basis to help you fill the gap that we have in terms of teaching staff. We'll look at whatever allowances that is expected, you feel you can pay them. We'll look at all that. And I'm not sure governor will see something like that and say, no. So, we want the best from the institution. So I thank you very much for coming and for the cards, and for congratulating me on my appointment. I promise you that, like, you know me already, so I'm just like, as you meet me, that is how I am.
Thank you.
All right.
So, Commissioner, off camera.
Okay.